Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. It's about time that we looked at a stock. And you know what stock I'm going to cover? Celsius. What is Celsius? They make energy drinks. Oh my God, I've never heard of an energy drink before. So Celsius is all the rage on YouTube. It's all the rage with retail. And the stock went up 20%. So that means I'm going to cover it. So let's read more about Celsius. Celsius Holdings develops, processes, markets, distributes, and sells functional drinks and liquid supplements in the United States and internationally. Now, if you go to the gas station, right, and you want to get an energy drink, well, you're probably going to find a freaking Celsius. A Celsius is on the cover of this, on the thumbnail of this video. But one thing I want to reiterate before we even dive into the financial statements is when you go to a gas station or you go to Walmart or whatever, and you look at all the energy drinks out there, what is special about Celsius? I don't know. Look at all the different brands of energy drinks. Red Bull, Celsius, Rockstar, Our Energy, Monster, something energy drink, Full Throttle, NOS, Euro Shopper energy drink. I don't know what that is. Bang! There are 100. Is that real? Is that really an energy drink? There are 120 billion different brands of energy drink. Okay, I don't understand why Celsius is special, but we're still going to look at the financial statements anyway because the stock is up. So the first thing that we want to look at is revenue growth. Revenue growth is explosive. This is a newer company. This thing, when did these things come out? I guess they've been around for a while, but I really didn't see these things start to really appear until maybe a year ago. At least this is my experience of Celsius. And I've had one before. They're not bad. They come in different flavors. You get like grapefruit and whatever other stupid flavor you want, whatever soy flavor you want. You could just have coffee, but whatever. But anyway, these things are everywhere. They're in freaking Walmarts, Targets, gas stations. They have the energy drinks themselves. They have these little protein bars. I saw that on their website. And then they have some kind of like energy mix. That's basically the three products that this company offers. So if you want like different flavored energy drinks, it's pretty unique. You can check out a Celsius, okay? But we can see the revenue growth is explosive. It is going to the mother effing moon. This quarter, 95% year-over-year revenue growth. If we look at margins, gross margin is kind of trending up. It's in the low to mid 40s, which is pretty good. Pretty high margins, right? I mean, it's freaking energy drink. Operating profit, ever since it looks like the first quarter of 2022, they've had a positive operating margin, so they finally turned profitable. That's good as well. And of course, they have a profit margin. Free cash flow, a little bit different, but that could be because they're investing. We'll look in a second. But overall, they're growing revenues massively and they're profitable. Does that mean this is a clown stock? No, this is not a clown stock. My concern is what's special about Celsius? I don't know. But the stock is up because they posted good earnings. Now, we're going to look at their balance sheet in a bit. I just want to look at on the actual 8K report that they just posted to the Securities and Exchange Commission. But I like to look at the overall numbers just to see what's going on with the company. But we know their growth is pretty good. Operating cash flow. They're generally cash flow positive. Okay, for a while, they weren't generating positive operating cash flow. But we can see massive explosion in the last couple of quarters. They had a couple of quarters where they had negative cash flows. Could be a balance sheet thing. But overall, they're growing their cash flows. Now, their net income and cash flows are different, mostly because of other operating activities. Like I said, this could probably be changes in working capital on the balance sheet. We'll see. Capital expenditures, they're really not investing that heavily into capital expenditures. They are issuing some shares. We can see their share issuances. But recently, besides it looks like in 2020, which is probably a good time to do it during the clown market, they haven't really issued that many shares. There's a little bit of dilution, but it's not insane. It's not out of this world clownish. And they don't necessarily need to. They're not doing major capital expenditures. They're cash flow positive now. Unless they want to acquire another company, maybe at that point they'll issue more shares. But they don't need to issue shares just to survive. Debt, there's really no debt. Overall, I mean, if you just looked at the numbers, right? If you just looked at the revenue growth and you looked at the profitability and the cash flows, they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. I mean, like I said, dilution, where's the share count? come on. Diluted shares outstanding, or I mean, they haven't really issued, looks like, the past couple of quarters. Nothing significant. Doesn't seem that bad. Doesn't seem that bad. Okay. Like I said, when you're looking at a stock, it's all about how much you're paying for the future cash flows of the company. So if you look at it from the metrics, it's very expensive. Okay. They have a PE of 170. They have a price to sales of 13. And think about this. Palantir, which is growing way slower, has a price to sales of like 20. This company that's growing revenues at 95% year over year has a price to sales of 13. That's hilarious. Yes, Palantir is a little bit more profitable, but it's still funny. Price to books of 73. Price to free cash flow of 281. Price to operating cash flow of 214. This is a very expensive stock because of the growth. And the question is, are you paying a good price for the future cash flows of the company? This company probably will continue to grow. I wouldn't be surprised. But if you look at it from a long-term perspective, like I don't understand what is special about Celsius. Like, but how is it differentiated? Is it a spec? Do you like the design of the can? Is it sparkly? Do you like the energy bars? Is that what makes Celsius special? I don't freaking know. Okay. So let's go over Celsius Holdings Incorporated, maker of Celsius, the premium lifestyle energy drink, which there's 100,000 of them, reported fourth quarter and full year 2023 results. Let's dive into it, ladies and gentlemen. Celsius achieved record fourth quarter revenue of $347 million. Now, if we go look at Monster Beverage, what is their freaking revenue? Okay, Monster's most recent revenue was $1.8 billion. So Monster is definitely a much bigger company than Celsius. Okay, we got an entrant. We got an entrant on the block. And Monster's still growing pretty freaking good for its size. Okay, but just for a perspective, comparing the revenue of Monster to Celsius, I mean, Monster's still much bigger, but Celsius obviously is growing faster. If we look at the margins, actually, Monster has higher gross margins than Celsius as well. I don't know if that's going to eventually flip. Maybe Celsius will increase their margins over time to match Monster's. But so far, Monster has my higher gross margin, operating margin, and profit margin, and much stronger cash flows. But that's just an aside. Celsius achieved fourth quarter revenue of $347, up 95%. It's probably where they probably beat on revenue. So a stunk went up. Driven predominantly by North American revenue, which increased 97%. U.S. revenue, bro, up from 169. North American revenue was driven by expansion in total distribution points and higher SKUs. Everybody remember SKUs? SKUs, like in Tattooed Chef. International revenue increased 68% to $14.6 million. So basically, this is a U.S. stunk with the vast majority of vast majority of their revenues in the United States. But they are present internationally. Okay. So they go through all the other different margins. Okay, our profit went up, blah, 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 blah. Mostly good. Let's see what they're doing here. The Celsius brand. Okay, like, this is where I always run into a problem with a lot of companies that people seem to be obsessed with. What is special about Celsius? I'm going to keep repeating this over and over again. Nothing. It's another energy drink. There's 100,000 of these things. I mean, short term, this stock could, do very well. Long term, what makes this special? That's something maybe I don't see right off the bat. But I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. So, okay, they partnered with some people. I see some. Who is that freaking idiot? Isn't that Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whatever his stupid name is? And we got some other guy I don't even recognize. Okay. Oh, they partnered with the MLS. Wow. They got some random douchebags here that aren't Celsius shirts. I don't know who they are. Oh, Ferrari. There's a Ferrari partnership. There's some hot chicks. I don't know. Maybe their branding is exploding. So let's look at their balance sheet. This is what I wanted to look at in more detail. It's very tiny. I know. So cash and cash equivalents. They have $755 million of cold, hard cash. Their total liabilities are $447 million. They could theoretically take all their cash and pay off all their liabilities. One thing I noticed about their liabilities, look at their long-term liabilities. They have $167 million of deferred revenue non-current. This is money they've received up front that they haven't earned yet. And they're going to earn it in excess of a year. So this revenue is going to be recognized outside a year from the date of this financial statement. But is that really I mean, it is a debt, because if somebody pays you up front, you're still liable until you earn the revenue. But a big part of their debt is deferred revenue, which will eventually become revenue on the income statement. It'll leave the balance sheet and go to the income statement as revenue. So if you look at their debt profile, like, this company is very well capitalized. This company's, their balance sheet's pretty freaking good. Okay, we'll continue. So they have $755 million of cash. They can theoretically pay off all of their debts, including refunding upfront deposits, basically. 183 of accounts receivable. That's liquid, pretty liquid as well. No receivable current. Inventory's 229. They don't have problems churning that over, and they are making a profit on that inventory. Prepaid expenses. $1.2 billion of current assets, mostly in cash, receivables, and inventory. Pretty good. Okay. Long term, let's go to their long-term assets. They got some property, plant, and equipment, but nothing too crazy. $24 million. Deferred tax asset, I would ignore that. Basically, a deferred tax asset is you paid more taxes now because of a difference between GAAP and tax profits, how you calculate that. So they're saying they're basically going to save $29 million. They're going to get a $29 million tax savings at some point in the future. That's what a deferred tax asset is. It's future tax savings, basically. That's larger than their property, plant, and equipment. Let's see. Leases, deferred other costs, non-current. The largest asset they have for their long-term assets is deferred other costs, non-current. It's not very specific. Okay, I wonder what that is. But overall, like, their balance sheet is very strong. Very strong. I don't see any major red flags on this balance sheet. Okay, it ain't going bankrupt, and they're cash flow positive. They're going to be fine. Okay, let's see. They got preferred shares. They got common stock. Additional paid-in capital went down a little bit. That's interesting. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. They have an accumulated deficit. So far, the total losses have outweighed the total profits of this company. But that's going to change pretty quickly. So very, 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 very solid balance sheet. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything interesting on their income statement. So we know their revenue is exploding. We know their gross profit has increased, the margin and the actual amount of gross profit. Selling, general, and admin has actually gone down for the 3 months ended December 31st compared to last year. Increased revenue, increased gross profit margin, decreased selling, general, and administrative expenses. Interest income is up over double. Okay, that makes sense because of higher rates. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any like huge red flags. I mean, now they're paying taxes because they're profitable. But hey, all right. Then we got dividends to Series A convertible preferred shares. So here's one thing you want to keep in mind. You as a common shareholder, you're not going to get any net income until, or let's say they want to pay a dividend in the future. Well, you're not going to get that dividend until the debt holders are paid first, which there aren't that many, and the preferred shareholders. So that's why they have these preferred dividends on here. They get paid first, and then you, if you ever eventually get a dividend from this company, get paid after that. That's why that's there. But overall, pretty solid. Okay. So, I mean, very impressive earnings. I don't see any major issues on the balance sheet. Cash flows overall strong. I don't, did they not have a statement of cash flows on here? I was peeking through this earlier, but they didn't have a statement of cash flows. They have this GAAP, non-GAAP garbage, which you should completely ignore because it's BS. But overall, solid. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know why you'd want to buy this company. Can somebody explain it to me? Because there's 100,000 different brands of energy drink. That's my thoughts on Celsius. All right. Oh, before we go on, we also need to advertise the Money Fund. Now, this is my sponsorship, and there's a lot of cool stuff that our buddy Shane is adding on to this. Okay, if you want to sign up for moneyfund.com, go to moneyfund.com. There's a discussion forum, which I'm in. If you post in here, I will respond to you. I'm called Long Dong Personal Truck Stop. You can talk about stocks, money, BS. There's all sorts of cool stuff on here. We got the homepage, Money Fund. He's like adding. This is basically like a It's almost like what Jeremy was doing, except better. But you can access all like tickers of indices, futures, bonds, forex. I think this is just one guy doing this too. But you can basically check out all the stocks you want to check out. You got a little feed up here. We got news, and I think he has a joke thing about crypto, but I'll be responding to that in a future video. But if you want to check out my sponsor, moneyfund.com, go there, hang out in the forum, and we can talk trash together. Moneyfund.com. All right, let's do some comments. Was that a crypto pump and dump? I don't know. Probably. I'm drinking Food Lion sparkling water beverage. You know what would suck if I found out this actually had caffeine in it? I would be screwed. You can't go into Walmart, strongman. No shirt, no shoes, no service. That's right. That's why I have Walmart delivery. Celsius is nasty. It's okay. Like, I prefer, my favorite is Monster. I like the low carb Monsters. But even if you like Celsius, what's going to stop you from changing to a new energy drink? There's 100,000 different energy drinks. I don't get, like, I keep seeing these people obsessed with Celsius. I don't understand. What is it about Celsius? There's nothing special about it. Here, let me go to their website real quick.
Celsius energy drinks. Let's see what they have for us, guys.
Okay, look how undisruptible this company is. Hold on a second. Okay, so am I sharing? Here's their energy drink. So you probably recognize these. Okay, you get all these different flavors. They're not bad. You know, I don't hate Celsius. Okay, yeah, they have energy drinks. They have energy powders. This is like where you mix it with water and you shake it. You know, you jerk it, you shake it, and then you drink it. And then they have these protein bars. What the hell are they? What the hell are they? I thought they had energy bars. Products. Celsius Essentials. Maybe I'm smoking crack. I thought they had like energy bars. But this is basically Celsius. Okay, wow. So disruptive. Oh, man. But the stock went up, so it's good. Enjoy your sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial ingredients, boys. Here's to terrible fitness. Jeremy's fancy, what is piss? Maybe Jeremy should bottle his piss. Imagine drinking an investing legend's piss. I always like my investments to not be sure if they can make it as a going concern. I think Celsius will be fine. They have a very solid balance sheet. AI energy is the future. Hey, Sean, thank you very much. Unbank yourself, no. Salute. I will never bend the knee to Scott. That guy's a freaking clown. He wants to be my friend, too. And he blocked me on his channel like a freaking bussy. And he blocked me on Twitter. It's like, I'm just a small YouTuber, Scott. Why are you so scared of me, bro? Pussy. Scotty boy. This guy's mom has done his laundry. Julia, some flavors. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't have anything against it. It's just, it's not special. I used to think they are nasty. I tried some new flavors. It tastes like Mexican soda. I prefer, okay, that's something I disagree with you on that. I'm a Monster man. Yes, sir. I like Red Bull too, but they're very small. I don't like that. Every young kid at my work drinks sells. None of them like Monster. I can't see why the stock it. I mean, but it's a small company. They're growing revenues like crazy, but like at what level? I mean, you're really just guessing at how much dominance they're going to have in a market. And then you got to figure out how long they're going to be dominant in that market. It's all guesswork. It's so competitive. I used to drink Monsters. I like, my piss is neon green. Let's see. Admit said he wants to challenge you in a sparring. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Amit would fight me. I'd fight him. He has to fly out here, though. I actually have a job. Curly hair, you mean Amit spin? I saw a comment that Amit was making fun of Strongman with his podcast friends. You know what video it is? Oh, they were making fun of me? Oh, no.
He doesn't have his shirt on.
Good one. Oh, Daddy, I love seeing your hot, hot chest. That's right. Woo! The older I get, the hairier I get. I love it. Celsius is a pretty decent product. I can't stand most energy drinks after fire. Yeah, basically Monster is the only one I really like. Like if I had to pick any of them, it would be Monster low carb. And they used to be like light blue cans. They used to have the M as light blue. And then they changed it to a green can, but it says low carb at the bottom for the low carb monsters. I'm like, what? For the longest time, I'm like, where the hell did the low carb monsters go? They just changed the freaking color. I'm like, why? Why did you do that? Can M2 go down? I don't know. Ask me, Kevin. I don't care about that garbage. I'm not an economist. Strong man, but dong man. When I first saw your channel, I heard about VT. It made so much. I don't know what these clowns' problem is. Because their stocks went up. And the market's down 90% since your last net worth. And the market is not up 90% since my last net worth video. Maybe some clown stocks are. I'm 100% VT. Good. I like it. So bottom line, good company, but terrible price. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But if I were a betting man, I wouldn't bet on a freaking energy drink company. Like, it's just, I think there's better companies with more moats out there than Celsius. That doesn't mean it's going to go to the moon. I don't know, but I don't know. Because the stock's gone up a lot. How much has the stock gone up? I mean, this stock has gone freaking crazy. It's up 100%. I thought it went up more than that. Oh, that's Monster. I'm a clown. Hold on. How much has Celsius gone up in the last 5 years? 6,645%. So, yeah, it was basically a penny stock. It went up a lot. That's probably why it's popular. Let's see. Long Dong. I keep telling YouTube to stop recommending LaFufu, and he keeps. Is it a conspiracy? Of course. YouTube wants you to hear real financial advice, not garbage like I talk about. People are trading magical digital currency. Like, yeah, see, I own every company in the world in a tax advantage account. Think about that. I am going to receive all of the future cash flows of every company in the world. Think about all the companies. Think about it. You own McDonald's, you own Walmart, you own Apple, you own Microsoft, all the international companies, Toyota, everything. You own all that in VT. But instead of buying that, you buy Bitcoin. Does that make any sense? And then you brag because you own a token on the internet, some ones and zeros. I would rather own every company in the world. Right? Right? What? Bitcoin's the future. Andre Geek said so. Julius Celsius is so good. I love them. Everybody's got their opinions. Let's see. Why can't I click on this comment? What the hell's wrong with my mouse? Okay, well, somebody here is saying, what the hell? Oh, there we go. God, what is wrong with this? Celsius literally has to compete for shelf space with Monster, who owns Bang and Rain, Ghost, C4, Red Bull, and Rockstar. Not saying Celsius is bad, just economic mode is exactly. What do you think of SoFi? Clown Bank. VT is underweight Japan. They'll never 100x your Yandex. I know. Maybe I should sell everything and go all in Japan. But, all right, that's Celsius. Whatever. Just wanted to look at a stunk for once. Maybe I'll do Bumble stock later. Bumble! All right, have a wonderful day. Cheers!